Have you ever noticed how some women seem to glow from the inside out? Not because of expensive creams, not because of procedures, not because they're fighting against time with everything they have, but because of something deeper, something softer, something that radiates from within and makes everyone around them want to lean in closer. That light, that youthful radiance, that quiet happiness that shows in their eyes and in their smile. It isn't about fighting against time. It's about flowing with the deepest, most beautiful part of who you are. And here's why this matters so much. We live in a world that has told women for decades that looking younger requires fighting, struggling, forcing, pushing against the natural flow of life with products and procedures and punishing routines. We've been taught that happiness is something we have to chase, something that lives out there, somewhere in the future, waiting for us once we've achieved enough, earned enough, pleased enough people. But what if that's not true? What if the secret to looking younger and feeling happier isn't in the doing, but in the being? What if the most powerful thing you can do for your face, your body, your energy, and your entire life is to return to your feminine essence? I want you to think about this for a moment. Think about the women in your life who seem ageless. Not because they look 20 when they're 50, but because there's something alive in them, something peaceful, something magnetic. They walk into a room and you feel it. They speak and you want to listen. They smile and it feels real, warm, true. These women have discovered something that most of the world overlooks. They've learned that how you feel on the inside eventually shows on the outside. That your energy, your habits, your daily choices, they shape not just your life, but your face. Stress ages you. Rushing ages you. Resentment ages you. Living out of alignment with who you truly are ages you faster than any birthday ever could. But softness, grace, joy, self-respect, inner peace, these are the real beauty treatments. And no one can sell them to you because they're already inside you. This matters because you deserve to feel alive at every age. This matters because your happiness isn't meant to wait until someday. This matters because the woman you become affects everyone around you. Your children, your family, your friendships, your community. When you are at peace, you bring peace. When you are happy, you give others permission to be happy too. And this matters because for too long, you may have been taught that taking care of yourself is selfish, that slowing down is lazy, that softness is weakness. Today, I want to gently challenge those beliefs, because the truth is the opposite. Softness is strength, slowness is wisdom, and taking care of your energy is one of the most generous things you can do for the people you love. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 feminine energy habits that will help you look younger and feel happier. These aren't quick fixes. They're not superficial tricks. They're deep, meaningful shifts in how you move through your day, how you treat yourself, and how you show up in the world. By the end of this video, you'll understand why these habits work so powerfully, and more importantly, you'll have practical steps you can start using today. Whether you're 35 or 55, whether you're married or single, a mother or not, rebuilding your life, or simply ready to thrive in a new way. These habits are for you because you deserve to feel beautiful from the inside out. And you're allowed to start right now. Let's start with the first habit. And it might surprise you because it seems so simple. The first feminine energy habit that makes you look younger and happier is this: move through your day with graceful slowness. Now, let me explain why this matters so much. Most of us have been trained to rush. We rush through our mornings. We rush through our meals. We rush through conversations, through errands, and through the precious hours of our lives as if there's a prize waiting for us at the end of the race. But here's the truth: rushing creates stress. And stress is one of the most aging forces on the planet. When you rush, your body goes into survival mode. Your cortisol rises, your muscles tense, your breathing becomes shallow, your face tightens, your jaw clenches, your forehead furrows. Do that for years, and it shows. It shows in your skin, it shows in your posture, it shows in your eyes. But more than that, rushing disconnects you from the present moment. And when you're disconnected from the present, you can't actually enjoy your life. You're always living in the next moment, the next task, the next worry. Never here, never now. And here's what happens when you slow down. Your nervous system relaxes, your breathing deepens, your muscles soften, your face becomes more open, more peaceful, more radiant. But beyond the physical changes, something else happens too. When you move with graceful slowness, you send a message to yourself and to the world. That message is, I am worthy of my own time. I am not desperate. I am not frantic. I am at peace with myself and my life. That energy is magnetic. That energy is youthful. That energy is deeply, beautifully feminine. Let me tell you about a woman I'll call Maria. Maria is 44 years old. She has 2 teenage children, a full-time job, and a household to manage. For years, she lived in constant rush mode. Wake up in a panic. Race through the morning. Eat lunch at her desk. Come home exhausted. Collapse into bed. Repeat. She was always tired, always stressed. People often told her she looked worn out, which only made her feel worse. Then Maria made one small change. She decided to move slower in the mornings, just the mornings. That's all. She started waking up 30 minutes earlier. Not to do more, but to do less. She would sit with her coffee in silence. She would get dressed without rushing. She would brush her hair gently instead of yanking it into a ponytail. At first, it felt uncomfortable. Her body was so used to rushing that slowing down felt almost wrong. But after a few weeks, something shifted. Maria noticed she was arriving at work feeling calmer. Her face looked less tense in the mirror. People started commenting that she seemed different somehow. More relaxed, more present, more approachable. And Maria realized she wasn't just looking better. She was feeling better. She was enjoying her own life more. That's the power of graceful slowness. So what can you do to practice this habit? Here are 3 practical suggestions. First, choose one part of your day to intentionally slow down. It could be your morning routine, like Maria. It could be how you eat your meals. It could be how you walk from your car to your front door. Start with one area and protect it. Second, notice when you're rushing and ask yourself, is this truly urgent, or am I just operating from old habits? Most of the time, the urgency is in our heads, not in reality. When you catch yourself rushing unnecessarily, take 3 deep breaths and consciously slow your pace. Third, practice moving like a woman who has nowhere else she'd rather be. This is a mindset shift. When you're walking, imagine you're a queen strolling through her garden. When you're getting ready, imagine you're preparing for something beautiful. Let your movements become intentional, graceful, and unhurried. Remember, how you move through your day is how you move through your life. And a woman who moves with graceful slowness looks younger, feels happier, and carries an aura that everyone around her can feel. The second feminine energy habit that makes you look younger and happier is this: speak with calm, warm intention. Let me tell you why this matters. Your voice is one of the most powerful things you possess. It's not just about what you say. It's about how you say it. The tone, the pace, the energy behind your words. When you speak quickly, when you speak with tension, when you speak to fill silence or to prove yourself or to defend against something that hasn't even attacked you, you create stress in yourself and in the people around you. And that stress, it ages you. It ages your relationships. It ages your sense of peace. But when you speak with calm warmth, something beautiful happens. You become a safe space for yourself and for others. Your words carry weight because they're not wasted. People lean in to hear you because they sense that what you say matters. And here's the deeper truth. A woman who speaks with calm, warm intention is a woman who respects herself. She doesn't feel the need to over-explain. She doesn't feel the need to raise her voice to be heard. She doesn't feel the need to fill every moment with noise. She knows her words have value, so she uses them wisely. This kind of self-respect shows on your face. It shows in your energy. It shows in the way people respond to you. Think about the women you admire most. I'm willing to bet they don't speak in frantic bursts. They don't rush to fill every silence. They don't compete for attention with volume or speed. They speak, and there's a weight to it. A grace. A quiet power that draws you in. That is the feminine energy you're cultivating. Let me share another example. There's a woman I know named Diane. She's 51 years old, and she's gone through a difficult decade. A divorce, a career change, raising her daughter alone. For years, Diane spoke the way she felt. Rushed, anxious, defensive. She would talk fast because she felt like no one had time to listen. She would over-explain because she was afraid of being misunderstood. She would raise her voice because she felt invisible. And it showed in her relationships, in her stress levels, in the lines on her face that seemed to deepen every year. Then Diane started working on her inner peace. And as she did, something shifted in how she spoke. She started pausing before responding. She started lowering her voice instead of raising it. She started choosing her words more carefully, saying less but meaning more. At first she was scared. Would people even notice her if she was quieter? Would she disappear? But the opposite happened. People started listening more closely. They started treating her with more respect. Her daughter started coming to her for advice because conversations with her mom felt safe now, not stressful. And Diane noticed something else. The tension in her jaw was gone. Her face looked softer. She felt more at peace in her own body. Speaking with calm warmth had changed not just how others saw her, but how she saw herself. So how can you practice this habit? Here are 3 practical suggestions. First, before you speak, take a breath. This tiny pause is powerful. It grounds you. It helps you choose your words rather than just reacting. It signals to your nervous system that there's no emergency. Second, practice lowering your pitch slightly when you feel stressed. When we're anxious, our voices tend to go higher and faster. Consciously lowering your pitch sends a calming signal to your body and to the people listening. Third, allow silence. You don't have to fill every gap in a conversation. Silence is not awkward, it's dignified. A woman who can sit comfortably in silence is a woman who is at peace with herself. Practice pausing. Practice letting your words land before speaking again. Remember, your voice is an expression of your energy. When your energy is calm and warm, your voice will follow. And that calm warmth will show in your face, in your relationships, and in the way you feel about yourself. The third feminine energy habit that makes you look younger and happier is this: prioritize rest and self-care without guilt. Now, I know this might sound obvious. Everyone talks about self-care these days. But here's the difference I want to highlight. It's not just about doing the self-care. It's about doing it without guilt. Without feeling like you're stealing time from someone else. Without that little voice in your head telling you that you should be doing something more productive. And here's why this matters so deeply. For most women, especially women between 30 and 50, there's an invisible weight on our shoulders. The weight of caring for everyone else first. The weight of running a household, managing careers, raising children, supporting partners, helping aging parents. Somewhere along the way, many of us learned that our needs come last, that resting is lazy, that caring for ourselves is selfish. But that belief is not just wrong, it's harmful. When you deprive yourself of rest, your body breaks down. When you neglect your own care, your spirit dims. When you feel guilty every time you do something for yourself, you can never truly relax. And if you can never truly relax, you can never truly restore. This shows on your face. This shows in your energy. This shows in the tired eyes, the heavy sighs, the smile that doesn't quite reach all the way. But here's what happens when you rest without guilt. Your body heals. Your mind clears. Your spirit comes alive again. When you care for yourself with the same devotion you give to others, you fill your own cup. And a woman with a full cup has so much more to give. Her energy is lighter. Her patience is deeper. Her joy is more real. This isn't selfish. This is wise. A queen understands that she cannot pour from an empty vessel. She understands that her well-being is the foundation for everything else in her kingdom. Let me tell you about a woman named Alina. Alina is 48. She's a mother of 3, a wife, and a successful professional. For most of her adult life, she prided herself on being able to do it all. She was the first one up and the last one to bed. She rarely sat down. She felt guilty watching television or reading a book or taking a long bath because there was always something else that needed to be done. And for years, she wore this like a badge of honor. But then she started noticing things. She was always tired, no matter how much sleep she got. She was irritable with her family. She looked in the mirror and saw a woman who looked older than her years, not because of wrinkles, but because of the exhaustion behind her eyes. Her doctor told her she was running on empty. Her body was stressed. Her cortisol was high. She was heading toward burnout. That's when Alina made a decision that changed her life. She gave herself permission to rest.